They gave Sergeant Marcus Cole a living trophy bound in glowing crystal chains, but the moment he tried to free her, he realized breaking those chains wouldn't save her life, it would erase it. Subscribe if you want to see how a chained gift becomes a chosen bond. The first thing Sergeant Marcus Cole noticed was that the chains were not made of metal. They shone like glass, thin and clear, glowing with a soft blue light. They wrapped gently around the alien woman's wrists and ankles, and one circled her throat like a necklace. The light pulsed slowly, almost like it was breathing. Marcus stood stiff in his formal uniform inside the grand ceremony hall of Meridian Station. Flags hung from the ceiling. Military leaders and diplomats filled the room. Everyone was smiling. Everyone except him. The Valkyrie delegation stood proudly at the center. Their ambassador stepped forward, his 4 eyes blinking in sequence. For bravery during the siege of Meridian Station, the ambassador announced, "The Valkyrie Concordat presents this bonded gift." He gestured toward the woman. "May she serve you well." A quiet murmur of approval moved through the hall. Marcus felt sick. The woman kept her head down. Silver hair fell over her face. Her skin glowed faintly, pale blue like moonlight on snow. When she finally looked up, her eyes were solid violet. No whites, no pupils. Beautiful. Unsettling. Marcus swallowed. "I don't want her," he said. The words cut through the room like a blade. Silence followed. Admiral Chen's smile froze. The Valkyrie ambassador's smaller arms twitched in confusion. "Sergeant Cole," Chen said tightly, "perhaps we should discuss this privately." "There's nothing to discuss," Marcus replied. "I won't accept a slave." The ambassador tilted his head. "She is not a slave. She is a bonded. A sacred companion. A great honor." "She's chained," Marcus said. "That's not an honor where I come from." He stepped forward without thinking and reached for the glowing chain on her wrist. The moment his fingers touched it, a strange shock ran through him. Not pain, something else. Cold. Fear. Not his own. The woman gasped and grabbed his wrist with surprising strength. "No," she whispered. Her voice was soft, musical, but filled with panic. "Please." Marcus froze. Up close, her eyes were deep, swirling like distant stars. "You don't understand," she whispered so quietly only he could hear. Marcus slowly pulled his hand back. Every eye in the room watched them. Admiral Chen looked like he might explode. The Valkyrie delegation grew very still. "Fine," Marcus said loudly. "I'll accept her. But we'll talk about these chains. In private." 2 hours later, they stood inside Marcus's quarters. The room was small. A narrow bed. 1 chair. A metal desk. Bare walls. The alien woman stood near the door, still chained, calm and silent. "Sit," Marcus said, pointing to the chair. "I'm not going to hurt you." "I know," she said. Her voice was steady. "Then why are you standing like I might attack you?" "Because you want to remove the chains." He paused. "Yes." "You must not." She sat slowly, moving with strange grace despite the chains. "These are not restraints," she said. "They are anchors." "Anchors for what?" "For me." Marcus frowned. "They bind me to this physical world," she continued. "Without them, I cannot remain here." A cold feeling settled in his stomach. "What happens if I remove them?" She hesitated. "I disperse," she said softly. "My essence returns to the void between stars." He stared at her. "You die." "I stop existing as an individual." She gave a small, sad smile. "Your kindness would have killed me." Marcus dropped onto the edge of his bed. "They gave me an alien woman tied up with glowing chains," he muttered, "and nobody thought to explain that." "My people assume others understand bonded," she said. "We are not common, but we are not hidden." "We've known your people for 3 years," Marcus said. "We know nothing." He rubbed his face, exhaustion crashing down on him. "Okay," he said. "Start with your name." "Vel'sara." "What am I supposed to do with you, Vel'sara?" She tilted her head. "Whatever you desire," she answered. "I am your companion. To serve and support you." "Stop," Marcus said, raising a hand. "That's not happening." Something flickered in her eyes, surprise, maybe relief. You are unusual, Sergeant Cole. Call me Marcus. She tested the name carefully. Marcus. You don't have to serve me, he said. You're not my property. She looked confused. I am, she said simply. The chains mark me as belonging. They keep you alive, Marcus said. They don't make you a thing. She said nothing. You think, he continued. You notice things. You have preferences. You like the blue ration bars better than the gray ones. You organize my gear by color because mess bothers you. Her eyes widened slightly. You're a person, Marcus said. But a person. She was silent for a long time. Among my people, she finally said, bonded are sacred. But sacred things are not treated as people. They are displayed, given, revered. He didn't know what to say to that. His communicator buzzed. Cole, Admiral Chin snapped. My office. Now. Marcus returned later, anger and worry mixing in his chest. They want you on a joint mission, he told her. You too. She was sitting on the bed now, chains glowing softly. What kind of mission? Rescue. Valkyrie civilians taken by the Thresh. Her chains brightened slightly. They asked for me? Yes. She raised her hand. The chain flowed like liquid, shaping into a thin blade before returning to its loop. We are creatures of the void, she said quietly. The chains bind us, but they also connect us. Ikan sin safir. Life and death. Marcus's heart pounded. Why didn't you tell me? You did not ask, she replied, almost amused. And I wish to see how long it would take you to value me without usefulness. I don't value you because of what you can do, Marcus said. Then why? He struggled for words. Because you deserve to choose. She looked at him for a long moment. No one has ever asked me what I want, she said softly. I am asking now. Silence stretched between them. I do not know how to want, she finally whispered. I was never taught. Something cracked inside Marcus. Then we'll figure it out, he said gently. Together. Vel'sara stared at him like he had rewritten the rules of the universe. And in that small room, beneath humming lights and glowing chains, something dangerous and fragile began to grow. 3 weeks passed, and Marcus learned that living with a bonded was nothing like he expected. First, Vel'sara did not truly sleep. She lay on the bunk because Marcus told her it was hers. She closed her eyes and stayed still, breathing slowly, but Marcus noticed she never fully drifted away. Sometimes, late at night, he felt her watching him from the darkness, quiet and alert. Second, she was frighteningly capable. Within days, she memorized the entire station layout. She reorganized his quarters so efficiently that Marcus could find anything in the dark. She corrected mistakes in his tactical reports before he noticed them himself. She did all of this calmly, without pride, as if excellence was simply her natural state. Third, other soldiers did not know what to do with her. Most stared. Some whispered. A few smiled in ways Marcus did not like. One afternoon in the mess hall, Sergeant Briggs leaned back in his chair and laughed loudly. Heard you got yourself a pretty alien pet, Cole, Briggs said. Care to share? The room went quiet. Marcus placed his fork down slowly. Vel'sara sat across from him, completely still. Her chains dimmed, the light pulling inward. Leave, Marcus said. Oh, come on, Briggs replied. I'm just curious. They say bonded will do anything for their owners. Marcus stood up. He did not hit Briggs. That would mean paperwork. But he stepped close enough that Briggs took an unconscious step back. She is not a pet, Marcus said. She is not property. And if you speak about her like that again, we will have a problem. Something in Marcus's face made Briggs pale. Yeah, fine. Whatever, Briggs muttered, leaving quickly. Marcus sat back down, his hands shaking slightly. Vel'sara looked at him with an expression he could not read. You defended me, she said. Of course I did. Why? Because he was wrong. But he was correct, she said calmly. I am property. No, Marcus said sharply. You are alive. You think. You feel. That makes you a person. She was quiet for a long time. You are the only one who believes this, she said. Then I'll be the first, Marcus replied. 2 days later, Admiral Chen summoned Marcus again. This is not optional, Chen said. The Valkyrie specifically requested you and you're bonded for this mission. What kind of mission? Marcus asked. A diplomatic ship was shot down over Keth Prime, Chen said. 27 Valkyrie civilians. 3 of them children. Thresh territory. Marcus's jaw tightened. The Thresh were brutal. Territorial. They hated the Valkyrie more than anyone. Why Vel'sara? Marcus asked. Chen hesitated. They say her abilities may help. That night, Marcus told her everything. Vel'sara listened quietly, her chains glowing brighter with each word. I can reach them, she said at last. No, Marcus replied immediately. Absolutely not. They are children, she said simply. You could die. So could you, she replied. That's different. Is it? Marcus had no answer. She stepped closer, reaching out. Her fingers brushed his arm. The familiar emotional shock passed through him. Fear, resolve, something fierce and protective. I am going, she said softly. Not because I belong to you, but because I choose to. For the first time, she added, I want something. Marcus closed his eyes. Then we go together, he said. But you stay close. If it goes bad, you leave. She tilted her head. You worry for me. Get used to it. She smiled, small, uncertain, real. Keth Prime was a broken world. Ruined buildings. Ash-filled skies. Thresh patrols everywhere. Marcus's team moved carefully through shadows, weapons ready. Vel'sara walked beside him, quieter than silence itself. At first, everything went smoothly. Then the traps were triggered. Explosions. Crossfire. Screams. They were pinned behind a collapsed wall. 2 soldiers were already down. No path to the hostages. Lieutenant Park shouted. Vel'sara turned to Marcus. Her chains blazed bright blue. I can get to them. No, Marcus said, grabbing her arm. I won't let you. You cannot stop me, she said gently. And you should not. Before he could answer, she was gone. Not running. Flowing. Shots passed through empty air. Shadows bent around her. She slipped between reality itself. Marcus forced himself to fight. To trust her. Minutes later, alarms screamed inside the enemy structure. Then figures stumbled out, Valkyrie civilians. Shaken. Alive. Vel'sara emerged last, barely glowing now. She collapsed into Marcus's arms. I got them, she whispered. You absolute idiot, Marcus said, voice breaking. You did it. The mission succeeded. But the station was not done testing them. Weeks later, the Thresh attacked Meridian Station itself. Full assault. Boarding parties. Civilian sectors hit first. They're hunting you, Marcus said as alarms blared. Yes, Vel'sara replied. My chains can be tracked. Then hide. There is nowhere, she said. Not while you are here. She touched his face, and he felt her fear, sharp but controlled. Let me fight, she said. Let me choose. I can't lose you, Marcus said. You won't, she replied softly. Because I am choosing this. The Thresh cornered them in the station's arboretum. One massive commander stepped forward. Give us the void touched, it growled. And the human lives. Marcus raised his weapon. No. The Thresh attacked. Marcus fought like a man already dead. He was wounded. Bleeding. Still standing. Then the commander struck him down. And Vel'sara screamed. Not in fear. In fury. Her chains erupted with blinding light. Shadows became solid blades. The air bent and tore. The Thresh fell. All of them. When the light faded, Vel'sara collapsed. Marcus caught her. I wanted, she whispered weakly. And then she went still. Marcus screamed for medics. For the first time since Meridian, he prayed. And he did not know if it would be enough. The doctors worked on Vel'sara for 18 hours. Marcus did not leave. He stood near the medical bed while Valkyrie healers moved around her, their many hands glowing with soft energy. Human doctors watched from the sides, confused and helpless. No one truly understood her body, her chains, or what she had burned away to save the station. "Eat something," Admiral Chen said quietly at one point. Marcus did not answer. "Sleep," Chen tried again later. Marcus did not move. When the lead Valkyrie healer finally stepped away, her 4 eyes were heavy with worry. "She is alive," the healer said. Marcus felt his heart start again. "But," she continued, "her connection to the void is damaged. The chains are unstable." "What does that mean?" Marcus asked. "It means she may recover," the healer said. "Or she may fade." Marcus nodded once and walked to Vel'sara's bedside. She looked smaller now. Her silver hair spread across the pillow. The chains were still there, but they were cracked, flickering, dim. He took her hand. There was almost nothing. No flood of emotion. No echo of feeling. Just a faint warmth, like the last ember of a fire. "You don't get to leave," Marcus said softly. "You just learned how to want things." No response. "I never told you about Meridian," he continued. "About the girl I pulled out of the rubble. I saved her, but I still see her face. I see all of them." His voice shook. "You saw me anyway. You stayed anyway." Her fingers twitched. "Just barely." Marcus leaned closer. "That's it," he whispered. "Come back." The chains trembled. For a terrifying moment, their light almost vanished. Then they flared, brighter than Marcus had ever seen. Vel'sara gasped. Her eyes opened. "Marcus," she said weakly. "You're crying." He laughed once, broken and breathless. "No, I'm not." She smiled faintly. "Bad liar." The healer rushed forward, stunned. "The chains," she whispered. "They are changed." The explanation took days. Valkyrie scientists filled the station with excited whispers and endless scans. Human officials tried to keep up. Finally, the truth became clear. Vel'sara's chains no longer anchored her to the void. They anchored her to Marcus. Not ownership. Not command. She survived because the bond adapted, the healer explained. It found a stronger anchor. "And that anchor is me?" Marcus asked. "Yes," Vel'sara said, sitting beside him. "More accurately, what we chose." She looked at him steadily. "If you die, I will fade," she said. "And if I fade, you will feel it." "That's terrifying," Marcus said. She smiled. "I am a person. People are fragile." She reached for his hand. This time, the connection was clear. No distant echo. No confusion. Both directions. "I did not ask for the first bond," she said. "But I would choose this one. Again and again." Marcus pulled her into a careful embrace. "I'm not good at this," he admitted. "I mess things up." "So do I," she said. "We can be bad at it together." The Valkyrie ambassador requested a meeting soon after. "You have changed her," the ambassador said, studying Vel'sara closely. "Bonded do not behave this way." "Maybe they should," Marcus replied. The ambassador was silent for a long time. "Or," he said finally, "perhaps you have taught her to want things she cannot have." Marcus felt that familiar fear twist in his chest. Later that night he voiced it. "What if I'm holding you back?" he asked. "You didn't choose this life." Vel'sara considered him carefully. "I did not choose the chains," she said. "I chose you." She paused. "The ambassador wants me to return home. To explain what happened." Marcus nodded slowly. "Do you want to go?" "Yes," she said. "And I want to come back." He smiled, sad and proud at the same time. "Then go," he said. "I'll be here." "You would let me leave," she said softly. "That's the point." 3 days later, Marcus stood at the docking bay as Vel'sara boarded the Valkyrie ship. Even when the ship vanished into the dark, he could still feel her. A steady warmth in his chest. On his desk later, he found a small crystal fragment. "For you," she had said. "So you remember." As if he ever could forget. Admiral Chen joined him at the viewport. "She'll return," Chen said. The Valkyrie already approved it. You're officially listed as her chosen anchor. Marcus exhaled slowly. All I did, he said, was treat her like a person. Chen nodded. Turns out that matters. Marcus returned to his quarters. Their quarters now, even if she was light years away. For the first time in years, he felt something unfamiliar. Not duty. Not guilt. Vel'sara had arrived as a chained gift he never wanted. Somewhere along the way, they had both become free. And Marcus Cole was ready to see what came next.